Not gonna lie, I really enjoyed playing this new season in a Snowrunner, and the main reason for that was the new region, Scandinavia. The feeling that you could experience driving around and completing the contracts in this region was amazing. So I wanna break down everything in that region that I think made it very good. First, I wanna talk about the contracts in this region. I love the way that the contracts were connected to each other. For example, that movie star trailer, the way that you needed to take this trailer to new locations was such a great idea. It made the game feel alive. You know, in rest of the regions, we had contracts that were kinda connected to each other too, but this set of contracts were something else. With the movie star trailer in Scandinavia, I just wanted to see where I need to take this trailer next. And I wanted to see what's the next movie set. You know, I never wanted to complete a set of contracts this fast to see what would happen at the end and what location do I need to visit. It was such a good idea, I loved it. And something else that I really liked about those contracts is even though we don't have any NPCs in the game or we don't have any quest lines or anything like that, for those contracts I really felt I'm part of their crew. You know, I thought, it's like a quest line with a story and everything. And I liked other contracts too. I really liked the way that you needed to do different things for different contracts. For example, for a tourist village, you needed to build a house and then bring a generator for the electricity. And then for another village, you needed to bring some water, and everything kind of felt alive. Overall, I really enjoyed completing the contracts in this region. And something else that I want to mention, I never really liked crafting in a Snowrunner. I always find it a bad way for just making players spend more time in the game. But in this region, it wasn't that bad. Like for wooden planks, you needed medium or short logs, and you could craft 2 wooden planks with each log, not with each pack of logs. So in this case, you didn't need to spend a ton of time just bringing material for crafting. Alright, now let's talk about the maps. Both maps in Scandinavia were just fantastic. Both maps are a great mix of easy and difficult roads, a good mix of mud and snow. In both maps, we have a paved road that goes around the whole map. That's the easy part of your trip. And then for going to places like the cable cabin thing or some movie sets, you have to go through some rough terrain. This good mix of easy and difficult roads made the game feel better. You know, let me explain something. In most of the single player games, the game makes you to do different things. It's kind of a way to take your mind off the main part of the game, so it wouldn't get repetitive for you. For example, in Uncharted, after like 10 or 15 minutes of killing people, now you have to solve a puzzle. So in this case, you're not focused on killing and killing all the time. Or in Witcher 3, you can play a round of Gwent, or the game makes you to focus on the storyline and making decisions and those kind of things. But of course, in a Snowrunner, we cannot have those kind of things, but I feel like this mix of easy and difficult terrain is kinda like that. It's like you've been going slow for like 5 minutes, here go a bit faster, or the opposite of that. It's a good mix that I really like. Now something else that I want to mention is, in Scandinavia both maps were connected to each other in a very good way. First, you needed to go to the second map very early in the game, and second, you had to travel between the 2 maps a lot. This region wasn't like one of those regions that you do the contracts in the first map and now it's time to go to the second one. Something else that I really liked about the maps in Scandinavia is, unlike regions like Yukon that you had to go up and down the same road again and again, in Scandinavia you didn't need to do that. Warehouses, factories and delivery locations were at different spots on the map, so you always had to take new roads to get there. Overall, I really feel like they thought about everything, every single detail in this region. Like, even though Snowrunner is basically a ghost town because you don't see anyone or any traffic or anything like that, this region really felt alive, and in my opinion, that's just something fantastic. But I do have one complaint though. There is something in this region that really bothered me. They have that thing in other regions too, but in this region really annoyed me. Those red signs in the middle of the road that they put because the road is broken a bit, so you should not drive on that piece of road. Just remove them, get them out of here. Just remove them from existence. I just feel like they used the strongest material on this planet to build those things. Like they can stop a 40-ton truck easily, like no problem, and do many things to your truck actually, not just stopping it. But please remove them or just do something about them that makes them a bit less annoying. And every time you go to the other map and come back, boom, they are back in their place, ready to ruin your trip. So I appreciate it if you remove them. That would be very nice. And that's it for today's video. I see you in the next one.